Good morning, everyone. We're at the Mitchell County Courthouse, March 1st at 8:30 a.m. for a supervisor meeting. We have a agenda in front of us. Everyone had a chance to look at it, and
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
Steve made a motion to approve the agenda. What was that?
Jim's out there.
Oh, Jim, you're there? Okay.
Yep, I did work, I had to shut it off and reload it, so it's working now.
Okay. Okay, Steve has made a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second it.
Mark is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Moving on, item 2, approve the minutes of the February 23rd, 22nd and 23rd meetings.
I'll move to approve the minutes of the 22nd and 23rd.
Todd has made a motion to approve the minutes of the 22nd and 23rd meetings.
I'll second that.
Mark has seconded it. Any further discussion on that?
Roll call, Todd,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Mike,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Moving on, we got item 3, County Attorney General discussion. There.
Don't have a lot today, gentlemen. I worked with Rachel this week. I think we're on those voting districts, so I think we're in good shape. I think things are in pretty good shape. Yes, is what I'm saying. I see Jim's on the phone. I've had some emails going back and forth around the jail contract. I've been communicating with him on that. So if anybody has any questions, they can get a hold of me. If Jim wants to get a hold of me today, he can. I think he said he might. I should be around all day. If I happen to not be in the office, he has my cell phone, so he can call that. But I guess that's probably,
Okay, so we'll probably do that.
yeah. So, like I said, I should be in there all day. But either way, I'm pretty easy to track down. I guess that's probably about all that I have. Anybody has any questions?
Everything going as planned with the, so, nope,
As far as I know.
okay.
Any word on the cap art?
I think, did I tell you, I don't think it was probably last week, maybe week before, there were some judgments entered against him on some of those cases that were pending from a while back. So some judgments were entered against him, which impose a fine, things like that. And I think, did I indicate that he had filed a notice of appeal on those citations, okay? So what happens in a magistrate matter, when a magistrate matter is appealed, it goes to a district court judge. The district court judge hears the appeal. And so there'll be a district court judge that'll be assigned. Now, oftentimes in appeals of magistrate matters that go to a district court judge, a lot of times there's not an oral argument or anything, right? Like, if you think about a typical case where you have a district court case, litigation, that case gets appealed, and then it usually gets appealed to, it goes to the Iowa Supreme Court, and then they decide whether they want to hear it or whether the Court of Appeals wants to hear it. But then you have briefing, oral arguments, and all, the whole 9 yards. When things are appealed from a magistrate matter to a district court, I don't want to say that it's informal. I mean, it's not informal, but all those appellate procedures don't necessarily apply, right? So the district court may not set any kind of an oral argument or anything. The district court may just decide on their own, what they want to do. What they have is, of course, magistrate matters are recorded. Not a court reporter there, taking it down like in district court cases, but they're recorded by tape. So a district court judge will have tape recording. We'll listen to that, and make a decision whether the magistrate was right or wrong. Okay. Now there is one there's still one citation that we had trial on here, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago.
Couple weeks ago, yeah.
Don't have a ruling on that one yet. Okay, so that one's still out there. Then, of course, like I said, you got the other cases where, you know, there was a petition for abandoned property the county filed that's set for hearing or trial later in the summer. Then, of course, you have the case that Kephart filed against the county. Carl Sammons is handling that for the county. A while back here, he filed a motion for summary judgment. Carl did, trying to have the case kind of thrown out early. Motion for summary judgment, that's a process by where one party basically alleges that, look, as a matter of law, if you consider what facts are known and you apply those to the law, there's no way the other party can win. That's what a motion for summary judgment is. And I see Carl Sammons filed a motion for summary judgment. I don't see that Mike Burns filed a brief or his documents in response yet. So I don't know what I'd say about it, but it's kind of where we are.
Thank you.
It's kind of a jumble.
Yeah.
Get it?
It is, yep. Does anybody else have any questions? Brian? Okay. All right, well, thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thanks, Aaron.
Thanks. Item number 4, set public hearing for ordinance number 56, which will amend 55. Has to do with the redistricting and some little changing in the precincts. And there's copies of it's at the auditor's office. So he's gonna set the public hearing for March 22nd, 2022 at 8:45 a.m. Need a motion and a second to proceed with this.
I'll make a motion to do ordinance 56.
For public hearing, okay.
I'll second.
Todd has seconded it. Is there any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Jim? Steve?
Aye.
Mike?
Aye.
Mark?
Aye.
Todd?
Aye.
Okay, so that'll be March 22nd. Now we have the sheriff's update.
I don't have anything pressing for you this morning.
Business as usual.
There's a special tour chapter, so if you have questions for me.
Does anybody have any questions?
I have none.
No? Okay. Well, thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next is a public hearing at 9. I guess we'll just have to skip over that. And we can go to number 8, which is department head discussion. Any department heads that online or here that? Hearing nothing, I guess we'll move on to county engineer update. Morning.
Much for you this morning. One thing we have on the agenda is something we tried last year with Mark. Came up with an idea for the community schools to have a little friendly competition, so I don't know if he presented anything to you. Mark, you want to maybe talk about it a little bit, or?
Just last year we brought this up, and we had 2 schools that participated in it, Riceville and St. Ansgar, and see if we can try it again and get all 3 schools to do it and have a, like Rich said, a friendly competition between all 3 schools, if they put their own mascot on either a V-plow or a one-way plow.
So what we've done is we've called it Mitchell County Paint a Plow, just to give it a theme. And I noticed that last year another county had done it, something more in Minnesota or whatever. But anyway, it's in an effort to create a fun and friendly competition between Mitchell County schools. Mitchell County Supervisors would like to invite you to a friendly competition of paint a plow. So what we'll do is, when you guys approve this, we can send it to the art departments. But each year, the County Board of Supervisors will present a theme to the art departments of Osage, Riceville, and St. Ansgar Community Schools. The secondary road department will provide a snowplow in the spring to be painted to the team's interpretation of the theme. The completed plows will be put on display in the community the school is located and presented in the 4th of July parade in Osage each year. The plows will also be put on display at the Mitchell County Fair for all the public to view. Then there's 2 types of plows. They can choose a V plow or a straight plow from the front of the truck. And then this year, the theme, I guess we didn't let Mark and I had a conversation about it. We didn't let the board make the theme, but we thought maybe the first kind of official thing we'll do is the school mascot. We're hoping to see some good competition. So it just says show Mitchell County your school pride, and then a little note on you know, how to contact us, and have emails on there too. And then that's what we're looking at. If you guys want to approve it, we can kind of go ahead, and now is probably a good time they can start planning ahead, even though we've got, you know, at least we can get by the end of March, we should probably be done with our plows hopefully, and then, you know, they can work on them a little bit. They have a little bit more time to work on them than last year. We we're pushing up against the end of school, so kind of a neat idea, I thought.
Yeah.
Or Mark brought it up, but kind of a cool idea. Get some other people from printing competitions, so.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve this paint at Mitchell County paint plow.
Steve has made a motion, and I'll second that. Good idea, too.
Something fun.
Any further discussion on that?
Now, once you get this sent off, I'll touch base with Osage and see if I can get them to move forward on it. I'm not sure. I think their talk last year was that it was gonna be after school is out and trying to get the kids back, but I'll see what I can do to.
No, it'd be kind of interesting.
Yeah,
Fun
I
to have
do.
everybody compete, you know, I think. It was kind of entertaining to see what the idea was without a theme last year. It was kind of pick your own, but I know Mark and I have had conversations, and we've got these grand visions of pretty cool looking
Yeah.
murals on our trucks. And come fall or come winter next year, you know, and maybe they'll get to see their plow running down the highway or something. But
Did the last year's wear off? Is it?
I don't even think
I don't think
we didn't have enough snow to wear
Oh,
any
yeah,
paint off
barely,
yet.
yeah.
Yeah, in fact, if you drive by the Riceville shop, that one's, the V plow's still out there yet.
Yeah,
So you can see that from
use
the
a
highway.
V-plow, yeah.
It sits right out front, in front of the shop.
Yep.
And anybody going by on Highway 9 can get a good view of it.
Yep.
She hasn't got a scratch on her.
Nope. Haven't had enough.
Pretty
snow.
soon you'll have them all painted, huh?
Well,
Snow.
we paint them after the end of the year anyway, so I guess it's one benefit. But I think it's kind of a cool idea. I'm glad Mark came up with it. It's
Yeah.
something to-
As long as they don't go from this to railroad cars.
Well, you know, some of those are pretty artistic people that,
They
the
are.
railroad cars, they should get jobs somewhere.
Yeah, they should.
Anything else? We've got our,
Roll call. Todd,
Hi.
Jim, Steve,
Aye.
Mike,
Hi.
Mark.
we've got our notice out for the Hickory paving project, and the plans have been put out, so everything's on schedule for that project, so. I don't have anything else for you this morning.
Okay.
Sounds
Stick
good.
around for anything else comes up while I'm here, so.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Richard.
Okay, moving on. Item 10, discussion and possible action on rezoning partial south of Osage. That is,
Hi.
Good morning.
I am here because we had a zoning commission meeting that was held on last Wednesday, which would be the 23rd of February, regarding Nick and Jessica Heeman's parcel that they own on Golf Course Road that they would like to rezone from agriculture district to arterial commercial district to be able to put a wedding venue and a future winery on this parcel. Pretty much what happened at the meeting was we went through, Jessica gave a really well-organized speech about how she plans to utilize the parcel if it does get rezoned. In pretty much conclusion to that, everyone on the commission that was present did recommend to have this rezoning move through and happen. However, there was something filed, and I will pass this to Todd so that way you guys can pass it around. You guys should be aware that a petition was filed from the public regarding this rezoning. After talking with the county attorney, it is a valid petition, so you guys can do with that what you will and take that into consideration when you make your decision today. But if you have any questions about it, the majority of you were there, but if you have any questions for Jessica and Nick, they are here today, so.
I do have some questions for Jessica, if you can hear me all right.
Yes.
You can hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, so we went through this whole process, and some of the major concerns had to do with traffic and it's really not a factor because it's a public road, it's not a private drive, so that is something that should be considered. The other two questions I feel need to be considered is your neighbors are concerned about noise, and there's also a request to plant some trees along the road portion of it. So do you plan to plant some trees along the road?
Yes, yes, we do.
Get rid of some of the noise that might be coming from your parking lot?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And then what about the noise for outdoor venue and music outside or, so that no amplifiers or speakers outside, any outdoor music?
Well, we do, I have a few concerns about that because if you have a wedding out there, you're gonna have to have amplification. And so for me to say no amplification, I don't wanna be legally at risk for that by saying we'll never have amplification. My thought is, I believe you probably have to have a permit to have a large concert out on your land. So that would limit that type of a, activity out there. But to say no amplification ever, probably not gonna happen. You're gonna have to have a pastor talk to it, you're gonna have to have the music, you're gonna have to have the couple, I would have to say the vows on amplification. I would say that we aren't gonna have any loud music out there, but, that's my reservation on that.
And my concern was with the music, it wasn't as far as.
Right. Legally, I don't know if I'm at risk if I say there's never gonna be any amplification out there. So that's my hesitation on that, but, no, we do not plan on having any large concerts out there at all. And we also don't plan on having the wedding dance out there at all either. So loud DJ music, that's not in our plan, and we will make sure that doesn't happen with our weddings, so.
All right. That's what I wanted to know.
Yep.
Jim, I'll let you in on that. I was at the meeting and a couple of the supervisors were out there and the closest neighbor actually was present here and he talked and he still wasn't for it, but he was thankful that Nick and Jessica are gonna add the trees and was thankful for that, the kind of the noise control, that's what was their concern. So I was pretty impressed with him, how he presented himself at the meeting, so.
All right, you're good. You know, you're the one that's coming into the area with your neighbors, and you're the one that has to make adjustments in order to get along with your neighbors. Not all for this, and I haven't from the start, but you need to get along with people that you're moving into around you, so that's a big deal.
Yeah, no, I agree. We certainly don't want to come in and anger the neighborhood at all, so that's not our intent.
And that's all I have.
Okay?
Okay, do I have any motions to approve the zoning commission's?
I'll make a motion to rezone the parcel land south of Osage.
Okay, Mark has made a motion.
I will second that.
Steve has seconded it. Any further discussion on this?
Roll call, Mike,
Aye.
Steve,
Aye.
Todd,
Aye.
Mark,
Right?
Jim.
All right.
Okay. There you go. Good luck. Okay, discussion and possible action on contractors licensing for septic systems. Is that you, Amanda?
Yeah, it's me again. And you'll get me for the next one too.
Yep.
We talked last week, well, I guess it would have been 2 weeks ago, something along those lines, about requiring a Mitchell County contractor's license for certified and non-certified installers in the county. For the idea of it setting a baseline of where contractors need to start before they start installing systems for the year. The original proposal was to do a $50 charge for certified contractors and a $125 charge for non-certified contractors and homeowners who would like to install their own systems. They would have to, anybody who is going to install a system would have to fill out an application. They would need to show a copy of their company insurance. And then we plan to incentivize it for those contractors that are certified with their CWAT certification. And all they would have to do is show me a copy of that valid certification, and then they would be able to pay the lesser charge. Homeowners who would like to install their systems would not have to show a copy of their insurance. The only reason companies would have to do it is to just show that they would be able to cover themselves as well as anybody else from their company who is helping install. After going to my Board of Health, which was recommended by you guys originally, during the meeting, they made a recommendation for certified contractors to pay $0 for their fee. They would just have to show a copy of their CWAT certification and a copy of their insurance, and then be able to fill out their application. And that would be that. They would get their licensing from me. And then for non-certified contractors and homeowners who would like to install their own systems, they recommended $125 along with the application and a copy of their company insurance. So I'm coming to you to ask for what you feel would be right. If this would be passed to even just require the licensing and pricing on them, so that way I can address my contractors on March 9th when I have a contractor meeting here on how that pricing would be in the system that we're gonna set up, so.
Anybody have any discussion on this? So the Board of Health said 0 for licensed and 125 for
Yep.
unlicensed, and
Yep.
your proposal was 50.
My proposal was
50 and
50.
100.
Yep,
That's
because
fine.
I was originally basing everything off of other counties. The county right south of us, they require a CWAT certification for anyone who installs, and they charge a $50 fee to be able to install in the county every year. So I was kind of basing everything off of that, because he's a great resource to go to, and I do look at him for how to do a lot of things. So that's why my original pricing was 50. But it's flexible. I mean, I'm not gonna say it has to be 50, because that's your guys' decision. But I do think that making it a little bit more uniform with other counties is a good argument, but I'm also open to what you guys have to say, so. And your guys' decision.
I have some comments.
Go ahead, Jim.
I don't really want to always base ourselves off what other counties do. We need to do what's best for ourselves, so that's the argument I have for that. And it's been my contention right from the start, and that does a lot of times. We want all contractors to be certified, so for them to have to go to a class, which they pay money to go to this class, then they have to renew their certification with that organization, and then on top of it, then we still charge them for a renewal. For Mitchell County itself is not an incentive for them to become certified. They're actually going to just pass that cost
that a motion?
Yeah, is that a motion?
That's a motion.
That's a motion, okay. Jim, is that,
Does that leave the motion, have it at $50 for the uncertified?
It would be $125.
Okay, that's because we discussed previously at 50, but it was discussed at 125, so I just wanted to verify that. So it would be 125
For non-certified or
Non-certified.
homeowners who would like to
correct,
install.
okay,
the
that's all I
system.
wanted to,
And also to note, this fee right here does not pay for your permit fee.
that's correct. That's
It's
next.
just to be able to install the system. And it's a yearly fee, one-time fee, and it is for one time per business.
Thank you.
Yeah, just wanted to clear that up.
so Jim has made a motion for the 0 for licensed and 125 for unlicensed
I'll second
contractors.
it.
Steve has seconded it. Any other discussion on this?
So what happens if somebody just puts a septic tank in and does get a permit?
That is where I need to go to the county attorney. We don't have anything right now in a policy that kind of gives us, I mean, it says in Iowa code, which is what our ordinance says that we adhere to, but there's no specification as to what can be done. It just says that precautions will be taken, repercussions will be taken against those people. But we don't have anything personally set up for the county itself. It just says that we adhere to Chapter 69 of Iowa Code. So I need to talk with Aaron on that and figure that out, because there are quite a few people that I'm still finding have installed systems and have never permitted the system. It's an ongoing problem that I have to figure out, but I do think that there should be repercussions for this, because these people that are installing do know that Iowa code exists, and they do know the rules of Iowa code. So if they're not permitting, then they're not following state law.
Yeah. Because everybody knows somebody that's got a backhoe, and as long as they can get the poop to run downhill, they're good to go.
Yeah,
In theory.
that's maybe something that should be implemented here in the near future then, probably, huh?
There was some actions taken years ago, because back in '82, I would say it would be '82, I put in something. Put my trailer house in, decided to buy it. Back when we were even living in it. I got a letter. So there was action taken on those that they did catch.
Yeah.
So, even though I put my tank in wrong, they did force me into buying the permit.
Yeah.
And of course, that system has since been, trailer house is gone, put into the house. I have the correct system with the permit and all the leaks. Everything's straightened out. But in the past,
Yeah.
they caught you. They twisted you.
And I do find out about systems, so anyone listening, I do find out about them somehow or another.
Yeah.
When
It's
property
just,
changes hands, I suppose you,
well, and I just, that way, or I do have contractors that follow the rules and do tell me.
Oh.
My eyes can't always be out in the county, so there are people out there that I trust and help me out, so. Permitting is just, it's a thing that's, it's needed, it's Iowa code, it's not me setting the rules, it's state, so.
Let's do roll call
Okay.
quick.
Yes.
Jim? Mark?
Aye.
Todd?
Aye.
Steve?
All right,
Mike?
Aye. Okay, now we're gonna have to back up to 9 AM, so we need to have the proposed property tax levy for 22-23. Did anyone receive any oral or written comments?
I received one, an email, so I'll just read that quickly. The Mitchell County Economic Development Commission does not deserve any county taxpayer monies when this commission intentionally violates Chapter 21 of the Iowa Code. the open meetings laws, and also Chapter 35C, failure to hire a qualified honorably discharged veteran over an unqualified individual who explained she has no experience or knowledge of economic development but was willing to learn. The county budget for economic development should be zeroed out as long as there are directors on this board willing to openly violate Iowa laws. From Stan Walk.
Okay. Did anyone else receive any oral or written comments?
I have not.
I have none.
None?
None.
Okay. None? Okay. Is there any other discussion on this? So, guess we close the public hearing at 9:01. Okay, and then we have approve the resolution for year 2023 maximum property tax dollars. Resolution 118-22, and we have the general county services at $4,461,816, and the rural county services at $2,367,165. So, do we have any motions to approve this for next fiscal year?
I'll move to make a motion.
I'll second that.
Todd has made a motion. Mark has seconded it. Any further discussion on this?
Roll call. Mark.
Aye.
Mike.
Aye.
Steve.
Aye.
Jim.
Aye.
Todd.
Aye.
So that's approved. Okay. Now going back to, now we're to item number 12,
Hi.
which is Amanda again, discussion and possible action on septic system permit prices.
Yes. At the Board of Health meeting that took place last Wednesday, I also asked for recommendations from my board on changing the septic system fees that we charge for the permit. And this is going off of, because I know Jim is gonna ask, I'm gonna do way more work than, I previously have, including finding the limiting layer, in the ground when we look for, like the leach field and, finding out if, our water table's high, finding the limiting layer of rock. I want to start recording, I know I can find them online, but for personal use, I want to start recording exactly what soils are found at each site. So that way, in the future, if homeowners have questions about that, I can look it up in my own record instead of, going online and hoping that it's right, which I'm sure it is, but just for my own knowledge and for the knowledge of the public. I want to find slope percentages, site evals with the homeowners before the system's installed, and I also want to do a site evaluation with the homeowner after this installation happens, because I want to make sure that they know that they can come to my office at any time if they have issues, or just to record, my system was put in really, really well, all of that. I'm starting to GPS the systems pretty much inch by inch. So I do a GPS of all four corners of where the tank gets put in. I do a GPS of the distribution box and where the beginning of the leach field starts and the end of where it finishes. Because when I go and aerial map that, it's really important to have that latitude and longitude, so that way everybody knows exactly where their system is, and if they come in the future and ask, where's my system, I can tell them exactly, pinpoint it right then and there where it is, and give them the map of that. So there is going to be a lot more work to be done. Currently, septic systems are $125 for a house system. Shop systems, on the other hand, are $50. So I would like to increase that to being $175 for house systems and $125 for shop systems. We're still lower than other counties in the area with those pricing points, so. Do you have any questions?
I agree.
And the Board of Health recommended those prices.
I agree.
Actually, they recommended that we do $200 for house systems and $125 for shop systems, so.
Well, I agree, maps would be nice, especially when property changes hands or if somebody has trouble. You have a map, you know where stuff is. I'm sure there's a lot of people that would like to know where their stuff is and don't, you know?
You would be surprised at how many people I have to turn away because I don't have a map.
Yeah.
And those maps aren't entirely accurate. They're drawn out, but they're not GPSed. They don't have the latitude and longitude, so you kind of go onto site and you still have to search, which is not an issue. As long as your eyes work, you should be able to find it, but having that latitude and longitude, it's really helpful, and GPSing everything is.
Especially like them distribution boxes, they can be hard to find.
Well, they're underground.
Right, yeah.
But we did have that pass to where risers get put on distribution boxes now, so you have a riser.
So that'll
You have two
identify.
risers on your tank, and now you have the riser on your distribution box, but sometimes that leach field, it can be pretty tricky to find, but.
So what'd you do with a house? They're getting dumb.
If people are living in it, it's considered a house system. It wouldn't be a shop. A shop system to me is, you have one toilet and you use it, every now and then when you're out working on equipment. You have to be living in it for me to consider it a house. It has to have bedrooms. It has to have, someone living in it.
Can they run a house on a shop to the same tank or not?
What do you mean? A
Like-
house and a shop on the
Yeah,
same?
on the same system,
It's possible, yeah.
yeah, I mean, if they're,
Yeah. As long as, the house system it's big enough to
Yeah.
withstand that shop system, yeah.
yeah.
Mandy, you said Board of Health recommended 200, but then you also said you were requesting 175, so which I would favor what the Board of Health recommended, but are you requesting something different or what?
I guess I'm gonna go with what the Board of Health said, just because they're my go-to when it comes for recommendations. So it would be $200 and $125. Sorry about the confusion.
Okay. How long's it been since this price has been set? Long, how many years, do you know? I have any
That's a
idea?
great I
Yeah,
wouldn't be able to
so
tell you.
I know everything goes up, so it's.
I mean, I could probably go to the treasurer's office and ask for detailed records every single year, but
Yeah, no, I just, I
quite a
realize
lot of
everything goes up.
paperwork.
And you're gonna be doing more work and giving them maps, and so it's probably a worthwhile cause. So I'll make a motion to approve the 200, 125 for.
I'll second that.
Mark will second that. Any other discussion on this?
Roll call, Steve,
Aye.
Mark,
Aye.
Jim,
Aye.
Todd,
Aye.
Mike.
Aye. Okay, so that passed. Now we're at item 13, meetings attended.
Thanks.
Yep,
I did not have a thing.
didn't have a thing. Okay, Jim, did you have any meetings, or you were gone probably?
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing? Okay, I had 3 meetings, I guess, and I had a substance abuse coalition board. And they're talking a lot about suicide prevention this month, and they're trying to get more people involved in this coalition board. So, and also I had a Central Iowa Detention meeting, and their focus is trying to get legislature involved and trying to get equal pricing for the detention centers in Iowa, some get reimbursed this, that. There's no set, everybody gets reimbursed a different price. They wanna kinda get it all on one page, so everybody gets the same. And then I had a public health meeting too, and went over the septic stuff, and their census is 96, and they still need a key fob for their door. I'm gonna have to talk to Paul about that. Don't know where he's at with that, but anyway, that was the 3 meetings I had.
I had a county social service one, they pretty much went over their budget, getting it ready for next.
I had a FMC DCAT meeting. We got 2 contracts for, I mentioned last week that there's money left from certain pools that it's not gonna get used, so they put it out for contracts. We got 2 bidded on it, and we had to go through a scoring process, and so that's been completed by all committee members, and then they'll let us know who they offer that to. So that was it.
Okay, moving on, have manure management plan updates.
Schroeder Hog Farm LLC, 3361 340th Street, Alma. New Haven site, 3650 Walnut Street. Sunner, 3107 460th Street, McIntyre. Quad R Finisher, 1237 50th Street, Riceville. Underwood Finisher Farm, 3050 340th Street, Orchard. Friesen 6 site, 2075 385th Street. Friesen N2 site, 1502 465th Street. And Friesen N1 site, 4576 Highway 218, St. Ansgar.
There's a bunch of them.
Yep.
Okay, now we're down to any public comments. Pete?
I have one question about the redistricting map. We have no official map yet. We know how the districts are going to be represented.
I have a very good idea.
What's that?
I have a very good idea.
A very good idea.
You can stop in my office. I haven't got the official okay. They have to redo the ordinance, the LSA.
That's about a couple of
Yeah,
bodies, right?
it's 11 people, I think it was, that switched.
So
But
we do have an official map.
not official, an unofficial.
It won't be official until this.
Well, I can send them now this, that they have set this, and then they can keep moving on their end. So we don't have to wait.
Unofficial, official map.
Sounds good.
Okay. Anybody else have anything? No? Okay, have a motion to adjourn the meeting then?
So move.
Todd made the motion to adjourn. You have a second?
Second.
Steve is second. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.